Good afternoon and welcome to the Standing Committee of Social Development. My name is Caitlin Cleveland. I am the chair of this committee and the MLA for Cam Lake. And to get started, I will start by asking MLAs to introduce themselves for the record. And I will start with the member to my left. Thank you.
Ron Bontrus, MLA, Techo.
Lisa Semler, MLA for Nunavut Twin Lakes.
Katrina Knockleby, MLA for Great Slave.
Rocky Simpson, MLA, Here River South.
Kevin O'Reilly, Frame Lake.
Thank you very much, members. I'd like to give staff the opportunity to introduce themselves, and I will start with the staff member to my right.
I'm Taylor Maxwell. I'm the committee clerk.
Thank you, Taylor.
Kathleen Knutsch, committee advisor and research analyst.
Good afternoon, Sheila McPherson, law clerk.
Thank you very much, staff. Also joining us at the back of the room today, we do have Michael Ball, who is also our committee clerk. And with that, ministers, so this afternoon, the Standing Committee on Social Development is reviewing Bill 57, the Miscellaneous Statute Law Amendment Act 2022. This bill is available on the Legislative Assembly website. Bill 57, the Miscellaneous Statute Law Amendment Act 2022, received second reading in the Legislative Assembly on October 20th of 2022 and was referred to Standing Committee on Social Development for review. Bill 57 corrects inconsistencies and errors in the statutes of the Northwest Territories. This bill also deals with other matters of a minor, non-controversial, and uncomplicated nature in the statutes. I will now invite the Honourable R.J. Simpson, Minister of Justice, to deliver any opening remarks on Bill 57. Following the Minister's remarks, committee will proceed with a clause-by-clause review. Minister Simpson, I will pass the floor over to yourself and ask that you please introduce the staff that you have with you today for the record, and then please proceed with any opening remarks.
Thank you, Madam Chair. With me today I have Christina Duffy, Director of Legislation Division with the Department of Justice, and my Ministerial Special Advisor, Rhona Sherrigan. The purpose of Bill 57 is to amend various statutes of the Northwest Territories for which minor changes are proposed or errors or inconsistencies have been identified. Each amendment included in the bill had to meet the following criteria. It must not be controversial. It must not involve the spending of public funds. It must not prejudicially affect rights. And it must not create a new offense or subject a new class of persons to an existing offense. Departments responsible for the various statutes being amended have reviewed and approved the changes. The amendments proposed in Bill 57 are minor, uncontroversial, or non-substantive, and many consist of technical corrections. The amendments are of such a nature that the preparation and legislative consideration of individual bills to correct each statute would be time-consuming for the government and the Legislative Assembly. This concludes my opening remarks. I'd be happy to answer any questions committee may have.
Thank you very much, Minister, and thank you for those opening remarks. I do have a slight question, or a small question, to start off with. And one of the amendments that I've noticed in a couple of different places within these acts is a change from traditional Canadian spelling of the word practice to American. Traditionally in Canada, we use CE on words like practice, and then when we shift to practicing, we add the S back in. And I'm seeing here that the word practice is being switched to SE on the end, and I'm just wondering if maybe we could have some explanation as to why that shift is occurring in our legislation. Thank you.
Thank you. I'd like to hand it to Ms. Duffy.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Yeah, so it is a very fine distinction in there. It is actually a reference to the Oxford Canadian. The difference is between when it's being used as a verb versus when it's being used as a noun. And so while we've used the Canadian spelling in all cases, we've actually misused the verb version of it in some instances, and so that's why the reversion is there. It is in keeping with the Oxford Canadian, which is our standard.
Excellent. Thank you very much for that. So with that, committee, does committee agree to proceed with a clause-by-clause review of Bill 57, Miscellaneous Statute Law Amendment Act 2022? Perfect. Thank you, committee. Where possible, I will call clauses in groups. Does committee agree? Thank you, committee. Committee, we will defer the bill number and title until after consideration of the clauses. So please turn to page 1 of the bill. Committee, clauses 1 to 5, does committee agree? Thank you. Committee, clauses 6 to 10, does committee agree? Clauses 11 to 15, does committee agree? Clauses 16 to 20, does committee agree? Clauses 21 to 25, does committee agree? Clauses 26 to 30, does committee agree? Clauses 31 to 35, does committee agree? Clauses 36 to 40, does committee agree? Clauses 41 to 43, does committee agree? Thank you, committee. We will now return to the bill number entitled Bill 57, Miscellaneous Statute Law Amendment Act 2022. Does committee agree? Does committee agree that Bill 57, Miscellaneous Statute Law Amendment Act 2022 is now ready for consideration in committee of the whole? MLA Sumler?
I move that Bill 57, Miscellaneous Statute Law Amendment Act 2022 be reported to the Assembly as ready for consideration in committee of the whole.
Thank you, MLA Sumler. The motion is in order. To the motion. Question has been called. All those in favor? All those opposed? Thank you. Committee, motion is carried. Bill 57, Miscellaneous Statute Law Amendment Act 2022 will be reported to the Assembly as ready for consideration in committee of the whole. Thank you, Minister Simpson. Thank you to your officials, members. This concludes the public portion of our meeting, and can I have a motion to go in camera, please? Thank you, MLA Sumler. MLA Sumler has moved that the committee go in camera. The motion is in order. All those in favor? All those opposed? Thank you, committee, and I would also like to thank the public who joined us here today. Thank you, Minister.